Hey guys, and welcome to another episode on my Thanksgiving special. We're in my kitchen in New York City, and I'm super excited to show you guys my turned up turnip greens. That's right, they're turning up because we're gonna turn up the heat and the spice level in these greens, and I'm gonna show you how to make it son of a Southern chef style. So the first thing that we're gonna actually start to do is, we've got our onion that we've already prepped up. We've got a yellow onion, some Scotch bonnet pepper, and some garlic. So I'm actually gonna get that into a pot. It's a pretty high heat. You wanna be generous with the oil. And we're gonna add our onion, our Scotch bonnet. So Scotch bonnet peppers are really native in like the Caribbean, and I have a lot of Caribbean family members and friends, so I like to use a Scotch bonnet pepper. You could totally use like a habanero pepper, you could use a jalapeno pepper, but I really think it's important to get that spice. And then we've just got some garlic cloves that we just smashed, so that's gonna go in there. With my spoon, I'm gonna mix it all together and allow that to cook down. I love using like a white onion because it's just a little bit milder of flavor, and we really want to highlight the turnip greens. You could totally use a collard green if you want it, but I love turnips. You could also do this with like Swiss chard or a combination of any greens that you like. So what we've done is we've just washed this in a big bowl of water. You can also fill up your sink, which is actually what I like to do when I'm working with a lot of greens. We just took it off the stems, and we kept the greens, which are the beautiful parts. And then what we did was, after we washed it, we just took it out, we put it on paper towels to let it dry. You can totally do this in advance if you want it. Then after that, we just cut it up. So it's really easy to do. I love these greens even in the raw stage. Totally native to the South. So I'm gonna add my greens right into our pot. It's really great because even though we're working with a lot of greens, or what looks like to be a lot of greens, this is actually gonna cook down a whole lot. So you wanna really go generous. You wanna do maybe like 5 pounds, depending on how many people you're serving. So just take your bowl and just fill up your pan and just give it a squish down. Good. Squish it on down. It's amazing how much this is going to cook down. So I'm gonna give it generous season of salt, a lot of black pepper. You really want the spice in there. And I'm going to actually use some adobo powder. So adobo seasoning, you can find it in your seasoning section. That goes in there. Bay leaf, and now the smoked turkey. So I'm using a turkey bones that are smoked because it has a lot more flavor. You could totally use this with pork. You can do it with nothing at all, but I really think this takes it to the next level. So I love using some smoked turkey neck, smoked turkey bones, and it goes right inside. And now we're gonna add some vinegar. I'm using a rice wine vinegar, and it just helps to kind of balance out with the sharpness of that really strong flavor of the meat. I love generous amount of hot sauce, so this is really where we're gonna turn up the flavor in our food. And the last thing I'm going to add is our turkey stock. Since I'm using turkey neck and turkey bones, it's just appropriate to use turkey stock. You could totally use a chicken stock or even water. What's great about this is that it's so versatile. So we're just gonna let that cook down, and we're gonna let it cook down for about an hour, and it's gonna, all that smoky neck bone is just gonna get really tender, the greens are gonna get tender, it's gonna cook down by half, and that flavor is just gonna be so incredible. So our greens look really good. Not so green anymore, but they are cooked down for several hours now. So we started off with a pot that was basically overflowing, and now it's just literally cooked down by like a third. So we've got a third left of greens. That's why, again, you want to over-anticipate how much you need for your guests. So I'm gonna just now transfer this over right into my plate. So just pour it right in. Whoa! If it's overflowing, just let it overflow. So as if this was not spicy enough, I'm actually going to use some pork cracklings. I love these pork rinds. And I'm gonna use some cayenne pepper, and I'm gonna sprinkle this cayenne all over the pork rinds. We're really turning it up, y'all. Turn up that heat. And just give it a mix. Just like that. So now I'm gonna take my serving bowl and just plate it up right on my serving bowl. That looks so good. And you know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna put some of that turkey right in the middle of my plate. And then to finish it off, some of these grinds, I'm just gonna take it in my hand and just crush it up right on the top. That's gonna add a lovely texture. That's also turning up the flavor. So now I'm gonna give this a try. Oh, looks good. I'm gonna get some of that pork on there too. Wow. Ooh, a little spicy, but that's what I like. I like it with a little bit of a bite, a little bit of a kick, because that's what we're supposed to do, turn it up. And I love the crunch of the pork rinds. It really adds a beautiful, nice texture to it. And the greens are cooked really beautifully. It still has its integrity, and it's a little bit firm, but a little bit soft, which is really what I love. And I can really taste all that turkey stock infiltrating this whole bowl. Guys, thanks for watching. I want you to have a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you subscribe on the link over there and watch these other videos. I want you to have a great Thanksgiving, and remember to always stay grateful. I'll see you next time.